You owe your current career to the Try Guys scandal.
I would say I maybe benefited the most from the scandal.
Can I be a Try Guy?
What gap are we missing in the cast?
Alien?
Like a wild card that
You need someone like dirty and mean.
Yeah, real dirty and mean.
Hi.
Very natural.
I thought that was natural.
That was very natural.
Why don't I mouth hi and you say hi like this? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hi.
I'm Olivia Sway. You guys might know me from Smosh and your freaky ass nightmares. Today, I'm joined by 3 cast members of the Try Guys. Introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Olivia Sway, actually, which is crazy. No, I'm Ash Perez.
Hi, I'm Olivia Sway, and I am so excited to be here. My name is Miles Bonsignore.
Hi, I'm Olivia Sway, also known as YB Biste.
Yay! Shall we get into the assumptions?
Yeah.
What people think of you guys on the internet?
I would love to know.
It's really bad.
Oh, no.
way.
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
wondering how hot is this going to be? Is this going to be piping or what's up?
Yes.
Cool.
People assume you each have a favorite guy.
Everyone has their favorite guy, but not necessarily from Try Guys.
I didn't write this.
Stanley Tucci.
My favorite guy in general, Stanley Tucci. Favorite guy on the Try Guys? I don't know. I like them different ways. You use them for different reasons, I feel.
Oh,
Sounds sexual.
Well, it's funny to say all of them, because it's like, okay, are we talking 11 or are we talking 2?
that's true.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, who's your favorite Try Guy? And it's like, well, there are 2, but
Yeah.
there are also like
11.
9 more.
I think 11, because it's boring if we just pick between the 2.
If it was between the 11, it would never be the 2 of them.
Yeah.
I have a special shout out to Keith though because he hired me and he was my wedding officiant. So
That is true.
I do have a special bond with him. But if I were to pick a favorite out of the whole cast, I would say I get along with Joyce the best because she's so funny. And I feel like we have really awkward moments together, even preparing for shows. We were both like freaking out, but it's really funny. And I had fried chicken with her, which was really good. So I have good memories with her.
I feel like Johnny Cakes maybe is my favorite of the
Yeah.
cast. Johnny Cakes is really, really funny. And also Johnny says the most like inappropriate off-the-cuff stuff between takes to me. It'll kind of just like whisper something
Oh, yeah.
that can't be repeated.
Well, he says it on camera, too.
Yeah,
That's true.
wild, yeah.
Yeah. Mine is Kwesi. I've known each other since BuzzFeed, but like we haven't like worked together, and we have such a chaotic energy together. And I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy that.
Really, really good answers.
Thank you. Who's your favorite? It has to be one of us 3.
That's be
Yeah.
Of us 3, go.
Okay, I'm gonna pick YB.
Yeah.
Good,
Thank
good
you.
I was
choice.
about to say,
That's YB. I get it.
I love you too.
thank you. Thank you. There's also an assumption that you owe your current career to the Try Guys scandal.
Oh,
I'm gonna take that back again.
Oh, that's
Wow.
super funny.
Because I
gonna
felt
end
like
that
I
Try
said
Guys.
it like I was about to laugh. I didn't realize that was what it was gonna say.
I would say I maybe benefited the most from the scandal.
Really?
did?
How?
How?
you think so?
There was a lot of eyes on Try Guys, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not at upper management. I can make TikToks sort of adjacently about this, and people will find that funny. I also think that like I was able to make, not that I directly benefited from the scandal, but I feel that I was able to kind of like make light of it and do bits and stuff like that around that time, because obviously like. Zach, Keith, and Eugene couldn't do any bits about it because it was very serious. It's very serious for them.
But Miles felt that was appropriate.
Well, it kind of was. I was able to do like I did like some sort of announcement / State of the Union on my podcast when that happened. And it was like the national anthem was playing behind me. It was like, I get to do stuff like that. Like that felt like it was fun.
It's good for you, Miles.
It was in a lot of ways really good for me.
I mean, I feel like I was one of the people affected the most because of my show, and I don't think it worked for me in the beginning because my show was canceled,
Yeah.
and that was a big bummer for me. And also, like, I just had a lot more work to do after.
Yeah.
It didn't really help my career in that sense because I was already editing before, so it's not
Yeah.
like I became better editor through that. I guess I added new skills of blurring out someone, but I did have to learn new skills for that. But I guess like after it happened and there was a lot of sympathy and stuff, so I guess I got some sympathy followers.
That's huge.
So so it helped in some way. Yeah.
Are you guys sick of hearing about it and people asking you guys about the scandal?
No, I love hearing about it.
I kind of just, again, I just find it a little funny.
Now it's okay. Now I can laugh about it. Back then I didn't want people to talk about it at all because I was getting messages from everyone, like people from high school.
Oh, God.
Like people I haven't talked to for years. They're like, I saw you on the news.
Oh, my God.
Why am I on the news?
Why are you on the news?
I don't know, because Try Guys
Like
was
a
on the
clip-
news for
oh,
this.
God.
So you were also on the news?
Yeah.
There were like drama accounts that used like group photos.
Of
They'd like
us,
zoom
all
in
of
of all
us,
of
yeah.
us. Yeah, it was
Well, then
weird.
they're going back through all the videos. I wasn't part of Try Guys while this was happening. I was just an outsider. I will tell you that my phone died 3 times on the day of the scandal because
No way.
so many BuzzFeed. It was like being on Slack back at BuzzFeed. I had
Yes.
like 50 texts going, and my phone died 3 separate times.
There's an assumption that you feel like you'll always be in Zach and Keith's shadows.
No, that's kind of,
But, I mean, Zach's shadow is not that big.
Sure, he's pretty short.
Like, he's pretty short. Keith's shadow, we're probably all in Keith's shadow.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you guys feel like that? I don't feel
I
like that
don't.
at all.
I don't feel that way at all.
Well, I think it's. I think
Olivia is not going to be in Zach and Keith's shadows.
But do the audience feel that way? Like you guys are like the.
I actually don't think the audience feel that way anymore. I kind of honestly feel like because it was 4 and then it was 3 and now it's 2 and then it's 11, people were sort of like, okay, I kind of want to see fresh stuff
Yeah.
on this channel.
Yeah.
So I think people were actually very welcoming towards that.
Yeah.
In a way that was kind of nice.
And like they've already like waxed every part of their bodies and done everything that like
Yeah,
a human can
right.
do to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they're like,
There's nothing to hide anymore for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I be a try guy?
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just adding them willy nilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam left and right. I kind of feel like
What gap are we missing in the cast? We don't have like a gymnast.
we need like a
Alien.
like a wild card that
Oh.
like we got some
Quasi's a wild
Quasi's
card.
pretty
Quasi's a
wild.
wild card, but Quasi's not like we need like somewhat like a scandalous like
Streaker.
Someone
Like a,
will
like a
have
streaker.
Someone who might have an affair.
yeah, we need the
Or-
new that is what I was thinking.
Whoa.
Everyone's so too nice.
It's time for a
Oh, you
scandal.
need someone like dirty and mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we need
someone-
someone real dirty and mean,
Like a Christina Aguilera.
like a pirate,
Okay.
a pirate.
like a pirate on a ship.
I can be that.
You could be a villain.
I mean, if you want to be a villain, I feel like you have to say something mean.
Wow. Cool. Fingers.
Okay. So not really a mean thing to say. Sort of a compliment.
Well, I don't know. How do you
Well,
feel?
it's
You're gonna be.
sarcastic.
I actually am
right?
not self-conscious about my hands. They're very big.
Oh.
Feel good about
Okay.
them.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay. Hey,
Hey.
we better watch out.
Okay. Wow.
With your big hands.
That was like a G-rated.
was more-
Better watch
right.
out.
I know.
We'll bleep
I'm not
it.
gonna say it. You weren't trying to become Try Guys. It just happened.
Are we being called Nepo babies? Or
Holy shit.
Holy
That's
shit.
crazy, actually, when you think about it. I don't think
So the assumption is that we tried or that we didn't try.
That you guys didn't try, and
That's
you guys
correct.
Make us bad try guys. That is correct.
I think that is correct.
we did an audition or something.
No.
Which we didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
I
guys
said-
just like popped in, and was like, "What's up?"
I think everyone's different, but
Yeah.
for me, I found out in the end of the year meeting where they usually, tell us if we got a raise or a promotion or so. And they're like, hey, do you want to join the cast? I was like, huh? And they're like, yeah, you're one of the cast now. I was like, okay, whatever that means. And then I found out when we did the photo shoot that it's like a real cast. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, cool.
Well, I think that's also funny because like we had been in videos for a long time.
Yeah.
Just as like it's like you're in the cast now.
Like a
It's like
staff
what was I
member.
doing before?
Right, so-
like we've been, like I, both YB and I, because we were employees there, were in stuff a lot. And then there was an official cast.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing we had done for years.
Yeah.
So it sort of is kind of like, I don't know if I tried to be an official Try Guy. I definitely tried to be in videos. 'Cause
that's true.
I wanted the attention.
Yeah,
Kind of like
same.
you tried. I didn't try to be a try guy. I just am friends with Zach, and I were catching up, and then we were talking about my transition, and then we ended up talking about. He was like, "That'd be a good show," and then we kind of started talking about new guy tries, and then one day Nick just like brought me in. I was there for something else, and then Nick brought me into the podcast room, but with all the lights off, which is scary. light. Like there was just like one light. You know when it's not the whole
God,
studio.
like interrogation.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Hey, so just wanted to like check in with you and just see like we're gonna need some photos of you for like promotional stuff. So yeah, you're basically like an official cast member. There's gonna be 11." And I was like, "What?" But I didn't really understand. I just thought it was pictures for stuff. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
They said we're gonna take pictures for assets, and then I showed up and it was a photo shoot of all 11 of us, and it was very like, okay, here's the cast.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't they just tell you guys?
Well, I think because it was probably like they didn't even necessarily know what it was. I think that they were doing an announcement video for their new streamer. They knew that other people were going to be in it. I think they were worried. I mean, you know, being from Smosh, I think that, you know, Smosh, when they expanded, it's like, oh, okay, that's a scary thing to do because you don't know what your audience is going to expect or say. And I think they were worried that by expanding the cast, they might get like a negative feedback. So I think they were trying to be
okay, I
like,
see.
okay, let's really put this up front. Like, here's all these faces, some of them familiar that have been on the channel, some of them like, you know, from BuzzFeed, but now making new stuff. And I think they were trying to leverage as much goodwill as they could so they didn't get a negative response.
People assume that you're all nervous about the stability of Second Try.
I don't think I'm nervous. No. I think also because, like Miles said, we always have stuff going on outside of work. So even if everything goes wrong, which I hope not, because that would be bad, but even if, we still won't be like so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
We have backup plans, which is good. But yeah, of course, I wanted to succeed and keep doing well. But I don't think it's doing so bad yet.
No.
Yeah, I'm not
Ominous.
bad.
No, yeah. I guess I'm not worried about it failing. I kind of feel like it's like if it were to fail or if it was to like go belly up and all these people would like lose their jobs, I think you'd have other things you would notice first.
Yeah.
Like the second I go in and there's not lunch, be a better watch out.
Yeah.
The company.
When it's generic Kirkland snacks.
Yeah,
What's happening?
no Spindrift in the fridge.
Yeah.
We better watch out.
Do you guys consider yourselves YouTubers?
No.
I guess.
Oh man, we have YouTube
Yes,
channels.
I think I do newly, and it's something I'm trying to do more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like think of myself more that way because I like do have a digital presence, and I'm like, okay, I'd like to make more YouTube videos. I think I'd like to be known more as like a solo person that makes stuff, and YouTube is like one of the venues that I can make stuff with. But I don't know.
I've had a channel since 2018 because of BuzzFeed, and I haven't posted like all the time, but because I do try to post more frequently, I would say I've been in the YouTube space a long time. It's definitely not my main job. Like I always say, my main job's Try Guys. YouTube is my like side gig, but I guess I am a YouTuber since I post.
But I think people think that your main job I mean, everyone knows you're an editor too, but I think people, when you say Try Guys, it's like, oh, so you're a YouTuber as your job, because that's also like YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
I think for a long time, I thought of myself as only a YouTuber. Well, I don't know. At BuzzFeed, it was like, that was such a weird fucking ride of like, none of it was planned. So I think I just thought of myself as like a writer first and foremost is what I think of myself as. But everyone knows me from YouTube, and I'm like not ashamed to be a YouTuber. But when I crossed over to like traditional entertainment, like doing TV writing and developing and that kind of thing, there is a stigma of YouTuber versus real writer or real producer. I mean, I'm hoping like people like Quinta are just making that like obviously stupid. But YouTube is just a platform. I don't think of it as like, I think when I think of YouTuber, it reminds me of a very specific, the type of YouTube I grew up watching, which was like vloggers.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm not a vlogger.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where my brain goes of like, no, I'm not a YouTuber. But I'm a person on YouTube for sure.
This is definitely an assumption from the internet. Miles is collecting all of the Smosh cast members on his podcast because he's assembling them for a big space fight.
Space fight. I mean, that's true. I don't want to speak too much about the space fight because the details are private. But no, that's certainly been my goal. I mean, it's been fun. I think this year is the first year I've felt like I was a part of YouTube, not just like someone that makes YouTube videos. I think part of like having Smoshcast on, having people from Dropout on, like slowly feeling like I'm infiltrating other pockets of the internet was definitely a goal. Both for like the longevity and success of the podcast, but also just personally, I'm like, I like to have coworkers, like, you know people from different parts of the internet. So, no, I'm certainly collecting all of you.
All right, this is a real one. Someone said, I assume Ash knows he's the funniest person alive for naming his breakout series about his transition New Guy Tries.
Yeah, I will say Zach tried to change that name.
Really?
And
To
I fought
what?
really hard. I don't know. Man,
You know what?
something like, I don't know. Zach, me and Nick had talked about New Guy Tries for the longest time, and like we were loving it. And
I love
like,
that.
I was like, it's a great pun. Try guy, a
It's
new
brilliant.
guy.
It's so
Yeah.
great.
And I like I love naming things. Out of nowhere, Zach was just like, I don't know if I'm loving the name. Do we love it? And Nick and I were like, and we were like, how do we not get Zach to do, because you gotta. So I did put on a little bit of my, a writer trick is whenever somebody gives you notes, you're like, that's great. We'll take a look at that. And then they're like, thank you. We'll take a look at that. And then.
Ignore it completely.
Yeah.
Smart.
And then
great.
basically he came around to it and he's like, no, I think it's good. And then the joy that I felt as soon as everyone was like, this is such a great title. I'm like,
Yeah.
Zach,
It's a great title.
thank
really
you.
It is.
Thank you.
And were you nervous about launching that series?
I was nervous to be back on the internet, for
Mm.
sure. It's weird. Not only, to be back on the internet, to be transitioning and post-transition. The funny thing that's actually kind of fun now is I was far enough in my transition and far enough outside of being on the internet that a lot of people are just now making the connection that I'm Ashley from BuzzFeed and BuzzFeed Violet.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, they're like, wait, what?
They didn't
like,
know.
yeah, it's like which is fun because then it's making, and they still like me without like the previous context, but people are, I don't know. Yeah, I was nervous, but I'm not. I mean, honestly, the biggest difference is that I was 22 when I started BuzzFeed and filled with anxieties and insecurities and wanting to know what type of person I would be. And then it's like I experienced so much at BuzzFeed and went to all those VidCons and had this career that I never thought I would have. And so when I came back, it's like, I know who I am. I know it was more like a little pet project, but it's been very fun being back on the internet. I forgot about the parts that I really love about it.
There's an assumption that you guys are afraid of being replaced by new cast members.
Olivia?
Even more.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
well,
I guess.
except for you.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
for you.
You're the only one I worry about. But
Same.
other than you, no, they can't replace this.
You guys are irreplaceable.
I think they would get rid of themselves before they got rid of us.
I agree,
Yeah.
actually.
I feel good about I totally agree.
Yeah,
with
because
that.
they're like, I also think they brought us on because it's like, Keith has a child. Like, they don't want to be in every f***ing video.
Yeah, definitely. for
So
sure.
I feel like they would rather get rid of themselves
Yeah.
before they got rid of us.
Yeah, I do feel solidified in okay, I'm on every episode of the podcast. I've been around. I think that it would be more annoying for them to fire me than for them to keep me around.
It seems like you're unfireable.
In a lot, well,
Yeah.
I have operated my career as such.
I feel like people also assume that you need to have a good thumbnail face in order to be a try guy.
Oh, I have
That's
a
kinda-
horrible thumbnail face.
Really?
Yeah.
You're when they do the rapid fire of do your thumbs.
It's so bad.
Really?
You
Yeah.
guys have that too?
Oh yeah, that's the easiest part for me. When they're like, they don't even tell me what to do. I'm like,
Oh, no, the worst is when the comments are like, they did YB dirty with the thumbnail.
No!
I'm like, well, it's just my face.
Yeah, that's just.
No,
I'm
me
just
too.
bad.
Guys, the thumbnail faces are just like,
I don't think we need them. Do we need them?
why do we have, I get it, because you need people to click stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just so,
What is
ugly.
this gonna make you click?
No, the people who are clicking on that face are the most brain.
Yes. Actually, can you A/B test this episode with?
Essentially the Try Guys. And it's that's horrifying. It's
Yeah.
grotesque.
It is like make the
actually,
ugliest face.
It's actually imagine not being a YouTuber or someone on the internet and just watching someone just snap these pictures of you and you're like,
Yeah.
it's so insane.
It's weird.
It's too much.
Speaking of that, it's the assumption that it's hard to turn it on for the camera.
I think that there's a BuzzFeed style of internet content.
Hey guys.
Right, so that is a little bit more disparate from people's actual personalities. It's you're putting it on, and I think that as time has gone on, and maybe people who used to make internet content have gotten older, the difference between how I am on camera and
Yeah.
how I am in real life lessens and lessens. Until I would love to be in my 40s and 50s making cool videos and putting them online, but I can't be in my 40s and 50s being what's up, guys? Like, we're gonna, it's gotta just be as much as I am authentic as possible.
Yeah.
By that point.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Is it hard when you're dealing with other work stuff and personal issues to like turn it on for the camera?
I was going to say, the only time that it can get hard for me is like, we're just people. And so sometimes you didn't sleep well or something else is going on in your life. And then you're like, our job is weird. Like, it's just kind of like a little bit of a mind. Like, my girlfriend is she's a forensic nurse and helps domestic assault victims and like sexual assault victims. And then she's like, what are you doing today? And I'm like, I'm gonna fight Kwesi in a food off. And it's like, that part is weird to like be like, oh, people have real jobs and then we go to work and do whatever we're doing. Like, or like for New Guy Tries, like the stuff we're planning next, I'm like in legitimate meetings being like, oh yeah, I have a really important meeting. I'm like, okay, so did we get the garbage truck for me to ride on or no?
I feel like on camera, I try to be just authentic, but sometimes I do compare myself with some of the cast members who are more like comedians and actors because they do seem to be putting on an act, but in a really good way.
Yeah.
And they're funny and loud, and I don't feel as loud. And sometimes I feel like I'm being boring, but that's just how I am usually. Like, I'm not boring.
Right, but you're like my favorite because that's how I feel too.
Really?
I always compare myself to a lot of other people, and I'm like, I should be louder. I should be like funnier. And I'm like, but I'm not. That's not really who I am.
Yeah. That's how I feel many times. So I feel like, should I like be loud or should I make jokes? But I can't think of any.
Yeah.
But I think it's the best though to be yourself.
Yes, totally.
That's what people want.
Right. They want, like, they like you because of your authenticity.
Yeah. When I first started Smosh, I feel like I got this note that I wasn't on. And I was just being myself.
Oh.
And myself is like, I kind of have like, I don't know, resting bitch face. I'm like paying attention, but I'm like being a normal human.
Yeah.
And the feedback was that I wasn't like involved and I wasn't like excited to be there. And it's like, it's so weird. And that like really messed me up inside.
Yeah.
Cause then immediately I'm like, I have to like be like crazy and loud. And like then at the end of the week, I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
Like emotionally drained from being nuts.
I love how much we're learning about your internal life. It's
Dude,
beautiful.
is this too much?
No, I love it.
I like it.
I like your personality. I think it's great.
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to make me cry.
Don't cry.
Don't change it.
You're literally crying. I can see it welling up
I'm
in
going
your
to cry
eyes.
right now.
This is crazy.
For YB, there's an assumption that it's a constant struggle to be the lead editor while also balancing as a cast member.
It's definitely harder than before, but it's not a struggle yet because for me, I see it as like when I go into film, it's more like my break time from editing. So I get to have fun on set because so far I haven't been in videos where I actually have to like do hard stuff like drop into city. I would die.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like there are some videos where you're physically exhausted. I haven't been in those. Usually the videos I'm in are like we're eating food, expensive food, like really
that's
chill.
nice.
So my break time is filming. So like the more videos I film, the better because I get my breaks from editing. But it doesn't mean that I get more time to edit. Like usually if I have that day to shoot, I have to make up for that day kind of. The deadlines are still deadlines because videos have to be published. So it is about finding a balance. So far it's been okay though.
So we're taking time away from your editing today.
Technically, yeah. But it's okay. It's my break time. Break.
People assume you all regularly Google yourselves.
Google. I've done it before, but not regularly.
There's not much there. I've definitely done it, but regularly.
Yeah.
I feel like I do it whenever I have a meeting or something like someone is a general and I'm like, okay, shit, what's gonna come up?
Oh my God,
Because I'd say stupid stuff or tweet stupid stuff, and I'm like,
same.
what's coming up? You don't know what it's gonna pull from what social media.
That's true.
Yes.
And so I'm like, I don't want people to see this if I have like an important meeting with a producer or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, mine's a mess right now because it's pre-transition, post-transition.
Oh, right.
Ashley spelled every type of way. I mean, I did that to myself. So it's like,
I did see one funny thing.
Yeah.
There was like a celebrity net worth. And they guessed my net worth was like 10 million.
Yes.
I was
Oh
my
like,
gosh.
I wish.
I was like, wow,
that's
that would be
totally
sick,
true.
actually. Yeah, no, my net worth also is completely off.
those are the most off.
That would be awesome,
crazy.
actually.
Yeah.
I think it's weirder when people get stuff right or like a random fact that's included in something. You're like, what?
Oh yeah, somebody will like be like, oh yeah, Miles so and so
Yeah.
about whatever, and then they'll comment like, actually Miles went to college here and he studied, and I'm like, hey, this is actually kind of a lot for me.
There's also an assumption that you all plan to disappear from the internet one day.
Oh.
That'd be sick.
No. I don't think so.
Miles wants to be 50 on the internet, he said.
Making vines. But no, I disappear from the internet. I don't know. I think about privacy on the internet a lot because like I have a young son and I want to like do the right thing, whatever. We've kind of settled on
Do the right thing, whatever.
Well, the reason I say do the right thing or whatever is because I sometimes feel like if people try to guard something so closely,
They look it up.
more information. It's like it's almost like how, and also like I make a living by talking about things on a podcast, by being in YouTube videos. I think to like posture as if I don't want attention would be totally tone deaf. Like I obviously want attention. I obviously want people to pay attention to what I'm up to because it helps me work on my projects and stuff like that. So I kind of fall in a middle ground where it's like, yeah, sometimes I talked about my life. I don't talk about the real personal stuff, but a lot of it is there.
The thing is, the internet's forever, so even if we disappear as an older version of ourselves, we will never disappear from the internet.
Yeah, the old videos are still there.
Yep.
Yep.
The BuzzFeed
Yikes.
videos
Yeah.
that are embarrassing are
What's
still
up, guys?
Oh my God. I
Oh my
can't
God.
even think about that.
Oh, the worst video I've done on BuzzFeed, I had to lick my cat.
You licked your cat.
Now everyone's gonna look it
I
up.
know. It's okay. It's already
That's
out
not
there.
that's not bad.
Is
But
it?
is that what you want an
Are you
employer
sure?
just to
Sorry.
see?
I mean, it's a little.
It is a bit weird.
Sorry, that's not bad. Are you doing that, Olivia, now?
Yeah. I don't have it on the
You
internet, but
groom your cat.
well, no, you don't never just see, this is what I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna be on the internet. And
That's right.
my employer is gonna be like, she said that. You know?
Definitely, I do know.
There's an assumption that you all have pitched ideas that weren't greenlit for a reason.
Yeah, I actually have. There's a very iconic pitch that I have tried to get across the table a number of times. It's called "Can You Catch the Grease Boy?"
What?
Yeah.
Can you
Are
catch
you
the what?
grease boy?
Well, this is actually a video that I guess belongs technically to BuzzFeed. But they didn't greenlight it. So I shot a video where I had to use a bunch of cooking oil. So I had 2 gallons of cooking oil left over under my desk for like the whole time I worked there. So I was like, okay, what if we do a video called Can You Catch the Grease Boy? I cover myself in grease, get in rollerblades, and I'm skating around Los Angeles, right? We put out an ad in the LA Times. If you catch the Grease Boy, you win $10,000.
What the?
Drone on me, drone on everyone catching me, random people trying to catch the Grease Boy, right? Then we also released decoy grease. You know how when you release like 4 pigs in a school, you label them 1, 3, 4, and 5?
never release
So there's
pigs in a
actually
school.
4 pigs, but they're labeled like there's 5. There's other Grease Boys that are decoy Grease Boys, and if they catch me, they win $10,000. And they won't do it.
Think that that's dangerous.
Is it hard to catch?
A greasy boy?
Well, but
Yeah, it's hard.
If they actually caught you on the rollerblades, you wouldn't be
I'd
able to
slip away.
No, but you wouldn't be able to propel yourself again enough to go.
You're misunderstanding how greasy I'm gonna be.
I have a lot of questions, okay? First of all, are you wearing clothes?
No.
I thought you
Okay,
were
see that's
Because the grease-
public that's like public indecency.
Well, I could wear like a
dance
nude
belt?
bodysuit.
Suit,
Dance
okay.
belt.
Miles, didn't you say you want to grow up with your content?
Yeah.
Really good point. I retract it.
But you would be uncomfortable being so greasy.
Well, yeah, but it would only be for a day.
And you'd just be running.
I'd be on
Roller
rollerblades.
skating.
I'd be
It's
on
really
rollerblades. So
dangerous.
I
You
have to
could
learn how to be on
fall.
rollerblades.
Dangerous.
I have to
You're
learn how to-
not good at rollerblading.
No, I'm
and you're-
terrible.
How are
I'm
you gonna
terrible at
run from
rollerblades.
people?
Okay, so the idea is also I could host this and it'd be someone else that was greasy.
No, it has to be you.
It has
you
to
have
be
to
you.
be the grease
Yeah.
boy.
This is the
You can
thing.
host and be grease boy.
This is how we. That's a really good.
You can do
point.
it at a venue that's safe, you know,
Yeah.
so you don't fall and get hurt.
Like a trampoline park. And everyone's trying to catch
Rollerblading on a trampoline.
you.
jumping
I think we cut the rollerblades.
break my neck. I'd break my
And for those of you who don't know, like Miles is really tall.
I'm tall,
Yeah.
so if I fall, I fall 6'5".
Well,
I
it'd also be
fall.
impossible to
you're
catch you because
that
you're so tall.
That's my skull would fall 6 feet.
So you're not in Keith's shadow at all.
Not even a little bit.
We are going to now transition to the tier list segment. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a series of topics that guys have tried, and then you guys are all going to collectively give me a ranking,
A tier.
Okay.
a tier.
Okay.
You got it.
Skinny jeans.
For guys? For men?
Very low. Although all
They
of-
used to be.
I
yes,
did
but
like it.
I thought they were fun at the
You
time.
liked it but even, you know what it is for me? It's now hard to tell which men are gay and which aren't. it's also along that spectrum of gay, straight European. Because
Yes,
Europeans and Australians are still rocking those skinny jeans.
Okay, so what tier would that be?
Sorry, which one of them is gay? You've regressed, Ash.
You get? I know. I've become a.
I mean, not super skinny. Super skinny, I think, is F tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Like we don't need to see every.
No, not everything.
Like
just like mid skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
Skinny, I kind of think
That's like an athletic cut. That's great.
Yeah.
that to me is an A or a B. But
Yeah, B.
B? I'll give it a B. Let's be in the middle at a B.
Deep V shirts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, are they hot or are they ugly? Because if they're hot, it's gonna.
No, there's no world. Sorry, I'm not
to me,
participating.
deep V is in between
Yeah.
the
Oh, okay,
nipples.
that's too
Yeah.
deep.
Too
That's
deep.
so deep.
I think that's an F.
V is nice. Deep V.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Drunk driving.
Oh, that's F. Wait,
Sorry.
Miles like S.
No, F. Obviously, you shouldn't drive drunk.
Yeah. Car selfies with trucker hat and sunglasses.
The hell are we talking about? F tier.
Very specific. Yeah. F tier.
yeah.
Car selfie with a trucker hat? That's gonna be
F.
F.
Big time F tier.
F tier.
Sorry.
Wait, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm sorry.
Car
Car
selfie. What kind of
selfie.
car is
I
it?
guess a D
Like-
tier doesn't have to be.
Like
yeah.
like this kind of selfie or like.
I don't think it's that bad.
Again,
On a dating profile, or what are we talking?
Are they hot or are they ugly?
This honestly, it really does come down to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of these come down to if they're
Because
a
hot
10
people
or if
can.
they're a
Yeah.
Yeah.
C.
C.
It's not that
C.
offensive to me.
Next one, jumping out of a helicopter and skiing down a mountain while drinking Red Bull.
What?
That's ass, honestly. That is the
Dude, you're
sickest shit
living
I've
your
ever
life.
heard.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's almost like, yeah, I had a
guess.
crazy weekend. And it's like,
I
I
do
jumped
love-
out of a helicopter and I skied. I'd be like, you're awesome.
What would be more S for me is what I'm trying to reserve my S.
If they're hot.
Yeah.
They're hot. They're hot.
They're hot.
If they're hot,
They're
it's
hot.
ass big time.
I think I do find myself like, you know, on Instagram or TikTok, you're scrolling and then every once in a while it's somebody doing crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
It's always for Red Bull. That is pretty sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
S tier.
I think that's
S.
S. That's all S.
Gaslighting.
Oh, F.
That's gonna be a
Tier.
Even if you're hot.
unless you're
Yeah.
hot.
Well,
Unless you're hot.
Well, what if you're gaslighting? What if you're like a secret agent gaslighting an opposing?
Such a specific.
Wait, what do you mean secret agent? Like working for what country?
The Men in
a
Black.
good one. Yeah. What if you're in the Men in Black and you're gaslighting people?
Honestly, that's a really good point.
B tier. Yeah.
To me, gaslighting is gonna be solid D.
Not an F.
Well, I thought you just made the case.
Sometimes
And
there's
that's for
accidental.
gaslighting you.
What if you're gaslighting an F?
Oh.
Someone who is F tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, because you
You
could
know?
gaslight shitty
Toxic,
people.
your toxic boss.
Yeah.
You're gaslighting them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I think sometimes maybe
It's like a white
C or
lie.
D. Yeah. D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
D.
D is
D.
fine.
Yes, I think C tier.
Getting a Rick and Morty tattoo.
That's tough because Rick
You
and Morty
have one.
has good episodes, but its fan base is a F tier.
Is it?
Really?
Yes,
This seems like a very specific Miles question.
well, the whole vibe around it is like this is a decent show, but the fan base is very toxic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
So I think that's got to be.
B?
I would give it a Rick and Morty tattoo. Yeah, I think that's a C.
C? Okay.
I think it's a C.
I don't think tattoos are stupid.
No,
If somebody
no.
wants to get a
No.
SpongeBob on their ass, that's
Oh,
great.
That's
fine.
actually
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
yeah.
Yes, let's do B. We're gonna give it
Yeah.
to B.
Yeah.
Living in an apartment with no furniture. That's not what I'm laughing at.
Yeah.
I'm laughing.
Olivia, that's insane. You're laughing
No,
at
wait,
that.
hold on. Living in an apartment with no furniture. Okay.
F. We're gonna go with F.
Yeah.
in that other
Living in an environment, you're like, fucking don't have any furniture. Loser.
Sorry. So I just read. I jumped to another one. I thought that was really funny. Holding a fish.
Is that it?
Holding a
Holding a
fish.
fish?
No, that's
Is
not
that
it.
It's gotta be for your dating profile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
a classic man
Ugh.
thing.
But can't be honest, like, what if we reclaim that? Fish are kind of interesting.
I mean, if they're passionate, it's fine. If they're, you know? I mean, if they
Well,
really
again, are
like-
they hot?
Yeah, they're
And
hot.
how hot are the fish?
How big is the
How
fish?
big are
How
the
big
fish?
is the
People are always like, oh my god, a guy holding a fish, but like, it was a fucking monster.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
holding like a marlin.
Yeah, you'd be like, whoa, that's a
Yeah.
crazy fish. And that kind of seems
I don't
good.
think if it's a purpose of trying to attract someone, I personally think it's near F. Unless your job is to be a fisherman. Just a random guy in the
Yeah.
middle of his like, here's my business photo and
Yeah.
here's me with my friends and here's a fish.
Yeah.
Not attractive.
Or again, if they're like, if they really are into fishing.
That's the
you
thing.
know?
If you love
Yeah.
fishing and
Yeah.
all your pictures are fish, yeah.
That's okay.
It
yeah.
kind of feels like
yeah.
Yeah.
it kind of feels like the original way to flirt, like in the dark
Yeah.
ages. Like you catch big fish and you're like,
I got a fish.
look how I provided for you.
Miles just turned to me in this really like off-putting way of like,
Look at my baby.
Look at my fish.
What if, like, can people do with all sorts of animals, like chicken?
I'd rather have a fish
I'd
than
rather
any
have a
other
fish.
animal.
Somebody holding a chicken though?
Like a dead chicken?
No, alive. An alive chicken? Nah, that's kind of cool actually.
Wearing shorts in freezing temperatures.
For guys?
Yeah, unless what if you're jogging, right? To me, that's kind of A tier. I don't know why.
Really?
And as long as they're not giving the caveat of like it's not even cold, right? That would be F tier to me. But if they're being like, yeah, I just like shorts.
I'll add as a trans man here that I thought it was ridiculous that men seem to never be cold in places, but then now taking testosterone, your skin literally gets thicker and you are
Really?
less cold.
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
On my thighs. So you're saying, yeah, that's interesting.
On your
your
thighs? Why do we go right to thighs?
Yeah,
I was
why
thinking
thighs?
shorts.
Oh yeah.
No, you can wear shorts that are long.
Hey, Olivia.
Bermuda.
You're screaming.
You can.
You can wear shorts that are long.
You can't. No, you're just immediately thinking short shorts.
I guess I was
Okay.
thinking like a gym cut.
Not like
no,
a culotte.
you can wear like basketball shorts.
Denim
Oh,
shorts.
yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's fine. If
Or
they're
jean shorts.
Is
in.
here. B, like, I have no opinion on this.
B's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
B.
B.
Respecting women.
S tier
S.
for
S,
real.
duh.
Yeah.
Unless you're hot.
If you're
make-
hot, you can
doesn't make any
disrespect all
sense.
you want.
Doesn't make any sense.
Unless the woman wants to be disrespected.
That is true.
In a consensual,
In a kink way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then that's F tier if you're being respectful and she asks you not to be.
Because we don't want to be kink
Yeah.
shaming on assumptions.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying. Next one, changing attire.
I feel that's S as well.
That's
Yeah.
so S
Yeah,
tier.
S tier. For anyone.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
Dude, and especially when you're hot and changing
Yeah, oh
attire.
my
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's like
Anybody who can do anything physical, that's S tier. Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
just don't do physical stuff anymore. So anyone, like, people use hammers.
Yeah.
sorry,
know,
that's
maybe I
maybe the
take
only
back
one
the
that
fish.
maybe
I take back the-
using a hammer is like the least precise thing ever.
No,
Like
that's
changing a tire, it's like okay, I gotta know this stuff. Using a hammer like someone is just hitting a hammer.
What about a saw?
Yeah, a saw, like
Saw,
a
though,
circular
yes.
saw,
I agree with saw.
woodworking.
Yeah, chainsaw.
Forging stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, toolbox.
Stick shift.
Yeah, stick shift.
Stick shift.
Oh, yeah.
Stick
That's,
shift.
yeah.
Stick shift is hot.
Right, that's
Hot. If you're hot. If you're ugly, then don't try these things, please.
And
If you're ugly, drive automatic.
Doing like the screw driving
The screw driving.
when you're like doing that stuff. with
You
the-
drilling?
No, you have is that a screwdriver?
Like the.
sorry, using a screwdriver?
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, that one.
cool.
Hot.
All right, last one. Starting a podcast.
Miles is
What's funny
here.
about this is okay, look,
Okay.
I get it, right? People don't want to start a podcast because they don't want to be embarrassing. Don't be embarrassing about it.
No, they just don't want men to start more podcasts.
Yeah.
Which is valuable, and I think that is a valuable piece of input because too many bad men do start podcasts. And there are so many bad podcasts.
This is, again, if you're a hot man,
It's
you can
okay.
start a podcast.
That's really a good point.
With a video.
Yeah, with a video. It must have a video.
Must have a video.
Really?
Yeah, don't do an audio only podcast.
If you're hot.
It's 2025.
We have a sexy voice.
Oh, what ugly face.
Hey, what's up?
What if you have a sexy voice with ugly face?
Then, yeah, radio's your medium.
I think the podcasts are S tier because it's always easier to not make
Criticize.
stuff. Not
Yeah.
even criticize. It's always easier to not make stuff than to make stuff.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And I think making stuff is, even though if a lot of people make heinous things, almost always better to make something and be humiliated by it, and then
Yeah.
you learn and you grow and
That's
you make
so
something less
true.
humiliating.
Yeah.
Again, with the caveat of
Be hot about
not racist, misogynist.
Oh, yeah.
or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Go grocery shopping, but also don't be racist or misogynist.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Those were great rankings. And
I'm
I
sad
agree.
this show's done.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know. This
That
was
was
really
fun.
fun,
Fun.
right?
Fun.
It's really cool to
was
be in
so
this purple
fun.
room.
Thank you guys so much for being on.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for
Thank you for
Yeah.
having us.
This was so fun. I
love
got
it.
to know
Yes.
you two better, and
And it was lovely to see you.
so
You were gonna
lovely
say?
to see
Sorry,
you.
you were gonna say it was lovely to see
I
you.
don't know what I
No,
was.
she just sighed. I think that was her reaction to you.
Oh, okay, cool. Bye.
Yeah.
There's an assumption that the Grinch is a real guy and he tries.
The hell have I walked into? There's an assumption. It's, by the way, February. We're talking about the Grinch.
I love the Grinch, and we can talk about him year round.
Thank you.
Is he a guy? I don't know. Is he a real who? I do think he tries. I'm the only one taking this seriously.
Was he a who?
I think he's a who.
Well, he was born in Whoville.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's a who, but I don't think he's a guy.
he's not a guy.
Who were his parents, by the way?
I think he just came in a basket.
Oh, he did come in a basket.
Yeah.
It was a very cute little basket.
Yeah.
But he had to have had parents, right? Unless
He was born.
he had to have had parents.
What
or
about
be an
Jesus?
alien. You think that the Grinch had an immaculate conception?